Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Ralph's Automotive. Got a Memorial Day special. What I got right there is the infamous Dodge Ram heater box where the blend doors fail. I had some, or have some of them laying in the garbage. I'm not going to dig them out. I'm going to bring you along. Some things have changed on that. Back when they first started failing, I'd go to the Chrysler dealer and basically get the blend doors, and that was the end of it. It's been all discontinued. These things here is only sold in upper, mid, and lower sections. You've got to buy the whole entire thing, worth a whole lot of money, and certainly not worth putting that in a truck. So I'm going to go through there, take everything apart, which I split the cases. They're just Phillips head screws anyway. They're these screws right here. I've had this apart. This was supposed to get another box. Change of plans, so I may have forgot how everything is routed correctly, but we'll figure that out as we'll go along. I went ahead and used a 3M. Turn that camera around. Get you in there. Used a 3M adhesive remover. Of course, all of the foam that is on here, it's all rotted, as you can well imagine. If you're going to go through the trouble and do that, I went down to the local auto parts store, and I got these foam seals. I got one of them. What was it? Let's see. This one is. There it is. I got a 1 inch and I've got a 3/4 inch. These are supposedly a 5/16. They're 10-foot rolls, fairly inexpensive. You can get a kit from the Chrysler dealer to replenish that foam. The original, of course, I didn't have time to ship it. And we've got, so in these units here, let me back up before we go there. So I'll flip the screen around again so I can see. So in these units right here, we have 5 doors. And those 5 doors, I think it's I can't think of the name of the company right now, but anyway, you can Google it. Blend Door USA or something like that to that effect. You can Google it. They should come right up. They offer a all aluminum version of this for about $350 for the single zone, and about $375, I believe, for the dual zone. Of course, that was a matter of shipping it. The objective here was to do this job as fast as I could do. So this has already been a thorn in my rear end, so I finally got tired of fooling with it, and I sat down, I think yesterday it was, or something, and actually had to look at this one more time, and I was able to find all of the blend doors made by, yep, you would know it, Dorman. Not a first choice, but it'll be fine for this truck here. This truck here don't have enough life in it to wear them things out. But anyway, if anybody, if this helps anybody, great. If not, well, I guess a waste of time making a video. Anyway, we have a recirculation door, 902-325. We got blend door 902-324 and 902-309. We got 2 mode doors. Mode door 1 is 902, 902-322, and mode door 2 is 902-323. So get that in there. So those are the numbers that I got. This here is a 2007, and the problem I was having with this, trying to find these parts, I almost cursed, but trying to find these parts, the problem I've had, this is a 2007, and a lot of that stuff ends at 2006. However, this built year on that truck, in fact, is 1206. So I'm hoping that these parts work. I have not looked at it. I have not tried it. I haven't done anything. We're here. We're going to do it together. If it helps you, that is wonderful. And if not, I guess we'll have to move on with life. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is, since I've already cleaned this up, I'm going to go ahead, put some weather stripping on that so we don't get the surface all dirty by flipping it around and all that good stuff. I'm sure that all of you put something like this on before, so no need in going into a whole lot of detail in that. So I'm gonna do it like that, and this one here, that seems to be the right one. But anyway, I'm not going to film that one to save a little bit of time. I had this gigantic video yesterday, and I don't want to do a repeat on that. But anyway, turn the camera back on in just a second. So it's kind of funny, whenever we take them apart, it always turns out that the actuators and such, they always seem like only to have like one bolt in it, 2 bolts max. Kind of funny how that works out. So we'll start with the top here. Got some flappers here, and of course, as you can imagine, all the foam on these things here completely gone. So we'll pop this one here out, see which one it is, and we're When Chrysler changed it over, they replaced the white drivers with black. Like, I don't know, that's supposed to fix the problem. Who knows? Trying to be careful so I'm not the one that's going to break that. In case that doesn't come with it, I hadn't even opened the packages. So these drivers over here, this plastic tang is what usually breaks. It breaks off and it overturns. Hence the air codes that we're going to get. Trying to stay out of the camera as much as possible. We'll take this port here loose. Get a blow gun. Don't want that going all over the place. Here you need to pay attention when you take this one here loose. Make sure you put that right back where you had it. I was fixing to say that should have came apart, and it did. Of course, it's got gunk all over the place. And hopefully we can find this door. So that would be a match for that. And still Dorman has plastic on everything but the driver itself. They supply with it. It's made out of aluminum. So that is an improvement. This seems to be the one that we're after. And generally what you find that all the edges are gone, everything is rotted out on it, so that's pretty much where we are. So that tang right here goes up against the closed position, and this is the open position. It can't go any further. That's it. It does seem to be sealing the system. Carefully put that back in the grooves and make sure it does sit in the grooves. These are screws in plastic. We're not looking for tight. Of course, I would not know how to describe it to you, but basically, push on it 2 fingers. You want to loosen that back up? 2 fingers, good enough. No more. Done. Make sure that your grooves are clean. And I can't tell you, going through Chrysler, I was wrong. I thought at first that they would offer free shipping, but they did not. Going through Chrysler, it's going to be about $1,000 to get them here, and that's just not an option for this particular truck. This here had a little bit of grease on it, on the end of it. I'm going to give it a little bit of a spritz of some dry lube. I'm not going to put grease on there. Grease, in my opinion, you can have all the, what am I trying to say, the dust and everything from the inside. It can hang on there, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to opt to use a little bit of dry lube on it instead. Just use this gear wrench. Use it on locks and such. Don't know if it's good, don't know if it works. Better than nothing. So, what is behind door number 2? Well, that's one of them. Now we have another one here in this midsection. That one there needs a actuator on the back side. Like I said, I apologize, I got to get all that back into my head, how that came out. This one has got the rod assembly on it, the linkage rod, that is. Same issue, of course. Gotta unclip it as well. I'm sure camera can see that. What I'm doing here, this is the other one. Trying to keep in mind what I'm doing here. Okay, so on this particular one, we're going to have to reuse the plastic tab. So we'll have to reuse that, but what it amounts to, oh shoot. Dadgum, I pulled that out of there. I wasn't paying no attention, sorry about that. Okay, 902-324. So that should be this fella right here. I believe that's it. We'll see if it fits between the arms, these little two arms. And that in fact does seem to fit. We'll see if we can get this back in here. So the midsection, hope the camera can pick that up. We've got our tab here between the two pegs on the outside. We'll put this part of it back in and put it back together. If I can manage to get it in there today. So that should fix this part here. We can't overturn it. It's stopping, physically stopping. That's what we want to see. Moving on. We still stay on the. We can still stay on the upper part of the box. We'll go in over here. Recirculation door. And telltale sign when the webbing has been removed. This has been done before. The blend door should be 902-325. Again, it's got an aluminum end on it. Actuator sits here, so that's where that part goes. Again, it sits in here. You need to make sure that it can only travel in between the two stops. So we should move this, should be able to move it in like this. Stick it in the hole back here. Go ahead and see how we can get this in there. So again, we're going against the stops. This would be recirculated air, of course, and when the flapper goes the opposite way, it would draw outside air in through the fan and shoot it through the box. And when you close this, of course, the opposite. So these pieces here, or the webbing removed on this, is not going to hurt us. To the best of my knowledge, it won't have any effect. So with that being said, I think these are all the pieces on the uppers, and I'm trying to hurry. Now we've got a blend door here, talking to myself there for just a second. Anyway, I throwed this one and the top, I throwed them away already because they broke in half. This one here is busted as well. I mean, they're all busted, but some of them are more than others, so. So again, we'll unclip the lower midsection. All broken up in here. It's all busted up. I'm gonna have to give this one here a little bit of a shot of air, get all that crap out of it. Second mold door. 902-309. Tabs are broken off on that one here. See if I can rob one off the other one. Yeah, I had to borrow one from the other box, but anyway, this one here is in good shape. Generally, there is a release tool for these. Actually, it inserts in here in the gaps. I don't know that a camera would ever pick that up, but I don't know. Anyway. Generally, you get a couple of small screwdrivers, you might be able to pull that off, but I don't know. Don't know. Don't care. We got this one out. We're good to go. No harm, no foul. Alright, now we're going to do this one here. Oh. Oops, that ain't going to come out because it's still got the actuator attached to it. Guys, I'm going to cut this off, cut the camera off anyway, and get this box ready. I got only the one remaining flapper, the 9023-323. When you put this in, the only thing you need to be cautious about when you're putting this one here in, never mind, disregard. It can only go in one way. So I'm gonna cut the camera off. I'm gonna get all that ready, and when I get it ready, I turn the camera back on. And I'm only doing this so these videos are not so criminally long. Turn the camera back on for just a second. Forgot to mention this. The heater core can slip in here. You can do that afterwards. You don't have to do that. But the evaporator core, you will have to put that back in before you put the box back together. This will have to be set back. Whoops. Take that foam off of it, I guess. Well, not off of it, but partially off of it anyway. So this side of the evaporator core sits in there. We've tested the evaporator core. It is okay. It does not leak. Whatever I did put. I gave it an aluminum acid bath. We cleaned it up because that thing was almost completely stopped up, as you can imagine. I think we've done a pretty good job cleaning that thing up, and we should have some good airflow. And we'll worry about that in a minute. So the floor vent, when you're doing this job, if you're doing this job, take that floor vent off of it and clean that out. Normally they're pretty cruddy in there. So I'm at the final stage here, putting everything back together. Phillips headed sheet metal screws, like I said, a lot of times when you take them apart, they got screws missing in the actuators, not to mention sometimes even in the housing itself. Kind of do yourself a favor, put all the screws back in it. They're there for a reason. It'd be a crying shame you go that far only to find out later on you have a little rattle of some sort, or something don't fit right, you know, going back together, whatever the case may be. Not saying that's what it is, but anything is possible. Go ahead and slip that blower motor back in as well. Pause that camera up again. I gotta go hunt down the bolts. I forgot these are different bolts. Hopefully the camera can see it. I sure cannot tell you. If it does, it doesn't. The screen is too small for me. But anyway, these hex headed, but they're Torx as well. That's what goes into that blower motor. 3 of them. Then the blower motor resistor. We had to get a new one. It was nowhere to be found. What has happened on this, somebody else that is supposed to be a mechanic tore into that, had parts strung all over the place, and didn't accomplish nothing. You got one new blower motor resistor. Wrong way. Kind of odd that they build it in white when the rest of the box is black. I guess if it's a junk part, if the manufacturer building junk here, makes it easier to find it. So yay, he broke that one. Turn the camera back off for a minute and get ready to do some testing. So I literally just sit there and messed up the whole end of this recording. So anyway, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. I actually tested every actuator on here, made sure all the blend doors go back and forth, back and forth. Not going to do that. I got you focused right here. I'm in the wiring harness. I'm going to get on this one here. Okay. That's forward. That's backwards. So all of these been checked. Take my word for it. They work. I don't know what I did. I probably paused the camera and thought I had it recording. But anyway, as you can see, the connections are fine. I used a plug to do all of them. I'm not going to step through there, guys. Thanks for watching. Like the video. I hope that helped somebody. If not, well, I guess it's, like I said, waste of time. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody that's subscribing to the channel. Appreciate all the likes. Dislike it, well, nothing I can do about it. You know, either way, we appreciate it. You know, if you dislike the video, at least leave a comment as to why you dislike it. Give some insight. Tell me what you would have done different. And, you know, we'll go from there. Let's talk about it, you know, and there's always room to learn. So, anyway, I'm going to cut the video right here. It's already been quite a long video again, so thanks for watching.